Hey there, sexy friends. Shara here. And yesterday or this morning, Anne over at Colorful Life did her 2019 essentials for her coloring. And I thought that I would do my 2019 essentials for coloring. Now, I usually color in pencil, and that is my go-to. I have dabbled in markers and water paints and stuff, but this is just going to be what I use when I'm using pencils. And I do use a wide variety of pencils. I have a lot of smaller sets of the budget-friendly pencils, and then I have the full set of Prismacolors, Polychromos, Pablos, Luminance, and Holbeins. And I am not going to buy any more sets of pencils. I have to stick to that. But anyway, I'm going to do my essentials, what I have to have for me to feel like I have all that I need to start coloring. So here we go. Beside the pencils, this is what I need. So I have it laid out right here. I'm going to move this stuff over to the side so I can show you this. This is always on my desk. It sits right up here to my left. And this part back here, this part is more like extras and things that I keep in here because when I travel to New Zealand, I close this up and take it. So this is not really used every day. This from here to here is what I use. So we'll be going through that, and I'll be starting right here. So a white Posca. This is the it's the PC1M, and it's a nice fine point, but it's the felt tip, and then I also have the metal tip, and this is a size, I think it's also well, it's a 0.7 millimeter, but I thought it was also a 1M, but it is actually all in Japanese. So it says PC1MD, and I think that's because it has the metal point here instead of the felt point. Let me see if I can show you, if you guys can see that. That's more of a felt tip. And then this one is the metal tip. It's kind of crusty. It's metal, so more like a pen. And I have Posca all over me because I was coloring earlier. So those two. Now I like fine liners, black fine liners, and I honestly don't know which ones I like the best. I have these three right now, and the Sharpie pen I thought was great, but I was finding that it smears if I use any sort of blender. So it doesn't have anything written on it, so I thought it was permanent marker, but it may be water-based so that it doesn't become permanent. It's water-based, I think. So now I'm kind of switching. This one is the Micron, and it's archival ink, and it says that it's waterproof, but I found this one smears too. So I don't know. And this is the Pigma Micron, and I got this in a scrawler box. I didn't purchase this myself, but these are really, really fine, and these are for when I want to color, can you see that? When I want to color lines back into coloring books, or pupils or eyelashes. So now I also have the Sharpie, And this is the super fine point as well. It's not quite, where am I? Oh, way out of way. Sorry. Oh, I practice on my hand, or I warm it up on my hand. Anyway, it is not quite as thin as the Sharpie pen or the Micron, but like I said, and I've also tried a Copic. They're expensive, so I don't know. I'm still searching for the perfect fine liner. Okay, and then I have my trusty dust away brush. Oh, I was doing this, sorry. Okay, my Wink of Stella. This is a clear Wink of Stella, and I actually refill this. You can take this apart, and you can pull this part out. I'm not gonna do it right now, but you pull this little core out and the whole thing pops up. And I have filled this thing probably 6 times, and I use, now one Wink of Stella can cost you between $3 and $5. So I refill it with Glimmer Mist, and I got this whole bottle, and I can use it if I want to spray the whole page. I got this whole bottle for $5.50 or something on Amazon, and this one is called, oh, it's worn off. I think it was called Diamond. Oh yeah, Dazzling Diamonds. And it's great. I think it works perfect. I just shake it up, and I shake up the pen before I use it to make sure that it's all mixed up, and it dries just as fast as Wink of Stella, and it's the convenience of Wink of Stella without the cost. So that's what I do. And then finally, I don't use this terribly often, but this is my empty Copic, and I use this for Gamsol, and they're just regular nibs on the end. I have extras. I have 2 bullet nibs right now, but I could put a brush nib. The Gamsol comes out pretty quick with that. They don't leak. It doesn't pool up on your page or anything. And the Gamsol comes like this, and I put this dropper on top, and I couldn't believe it fit perfect. It was a medicine dropper that I had for some oral medication I had to take, and I had a whole bunch of these, and I could not believe that it fit on here. It was the exact same size, and it keeps it secure. I can only open it if I, you know, like child safety, I have to really push, and then it'll pop open, and I can drop it in to the Copic. So it never leaks. And it works beautifully for blending pencil. And I usually only use this on a background, or if I've gotten too thick of a layer, and this will kind of thin it out. So that's that one. I'll put it back in here. Now Gamsol is toxic, and it is flammable, so you have to be very careful. Hold on. This isn't that hard to do. I don't know why I'm struggling. I'll put it back later. Okay, so the Gamsol, we did that. Okay, so here we go. This is my cute little brush, and this is, and I've washed it with just shampoo. And this is to not do this all the time, which I constantly try not to do, but this is my brush. Okay, so, and I always like to have gold and silver gel pens. I don't always, if I'm coloring with gel pens, then I use all the different colors of glitter gel pens. But if I'm coloring a regular page and I need to do some kind of metal, or I need to do a doorknob, let's say, I will sometimes grab a pen instead of coloring it in. And these ones are sparkly. This one, I wish I could buy these without them costing a fortune or having to be a whole set. The Uniball Signo, these are incredible. And then this one's a Color It, and this is the 24 karat gold. 24 karat it's called, and this one is just a silver glitter Signo. And then these are the Signo, they're called something, hold on. they say online, but they're metallic more so than glitter. They are very shiny, but I have one of each of those too that I carry. And then I always carry white gel pens. This is the glaze. And I carry a 5, an 8, and a 10. And that's because they all have a different purpose. And the 5 is if there's a very small picture that needs highlights in the eyes, then a 5 is what you need. An 8 is usually my go-to, and then the 10 does a much thicker amount comes out. But I do like the Jelly Roll. I've tried other ones. I do have Sigma. And I like those. I just like that these come in 3 sizes in one pack, and then I'm done. So that's the ones I use. And then I also carry the Jelly Roll. I think it's called Sparkle. And I just do the clear. I have the color at gel pens, but I just wanted clear, and I bought several of these, and I love these because I love to color a page, and let's say I colored a pretty blue. I don't necessarily want to do the whole page in glitter pen or do that part in glitter pen. I just want to add some glitter, and I like the clear glitter, so that's pretty cool. I like this pen a lot. And then something new I fell in love with, I bought the colorful set of the Jelly Roll Glaze. And I found that, yes, I have used the other colors, but I went through the black and the white. The black is great for doing boots or shoes to look like patent leather. And I love that. And then the white, or the clear, I'm sorry, it's not white, it's clear, is great for doing windows or fairy wings or anything that you want to either look like glass or plastic. And then you can also put it down and then put white Posca or white gel pen over it. It's like if you wanted to do a window, you can make it look like a window, look like a piece of plastic or glass, and then put the lines to really accent it. So I really like these. These are fun, and I bought just the black and white, and I still have the other colors. Okay, so let's see, what else do I have in here? This is a great little pen. This is a Tombow. I got the first one in a Scrawler box, and I fell in love with it, so I've purchased them singularly since then. And they have a gray little bullet nib. Can you see it? I have to stand up to see if you can see it if I'm putting it in the camera. So they have that. And then on the other side, they have black. Now this is great for doing in any pupils or eyelashes on bigger prints, that like the Jasmine Beckett Griffith or some of the full face Hannah Lynn's. But what's great about the gray is it can do shadowing really nice and fast. So I really like that. And then at the same time you can color. Now these are water based, so they will pill your paper or tear it, so you have to be careful. You can't just scrub on the paper, but you can do the eyes and the pupils and the eyelashes, and then you can shadow at the same time, and that's really nice. So I love these. And M&R, I love this pencil sharpener. A lot of people think that this is only for bigger pencils, but it's actually for bigger pencils and to make a shorter point. This one is for just standard pencils and a longer point. You can see if you look inside, I don't know if I can show you, that you can see it goes much further than this side, and this side is for a short point. It'll be pointy, but it'll be short. So anyway, these are fantastic. Except for when you drop them on your toe. And yeah. Okay, and then I have a pencil extender, and then I have the Caran d'Ache blender, colorless blender, and it's a full colorless blender. There's no pencil outside. you know, for a while these were my favorite, and I kind of go back and forth. If you're not careful, they don't, I don't like that they don't stay sharp enough, and they can be kind of wide, and they're harder to get into the nooks and crannies, and they break very easily. I've had them shipped to me all broken. I break them getting them out of the package. I break them in there, but this was a great tip from Belinda from Faithful Girl on 1978. And this is this was a long one, and you just put it in here and then keep pulling it out as you need. She put a whole one in, and she went the whole way without breaking it. So, you know, if you put it in there, it goes all the way down here, and then it sticks out about this far. So I still keep it, but it's not always my go-to. Okay, but this is my go-to. Well, this is my go-to blender. This is the Derwent blender, and I love them. They're scratchy, but not quite as scratchy as the Prismacolor clear colorless blender. And I like the fatter feel of this one. So I like this, and they also usually come in a 2-pack of the Derwent. This is a burnisher, so I don't think it has the same properties in the lead or whatever's in this core. It doesn't leave down as much stuff and cause the smearing. It literally just puts pressure and burnishes the paper. So I love these two. And I always, well, let's start with these. I always have these pencils. As you can see, that you're getting down to my most loved. A Prismacolor white, a Prismacolor black, and a Crayola outer space. And this is wonderful for shading. I love it. You can shade red, green, blue, yellow, all of them. Orange. It's a purpley blue color, but it really does great with shadows. So I always have a Crayola outer space, and you can't buy them by themselves, so they're coveted. And then, of course, the go-to, I always have these on hand. Sometimes you just need a black Prisma. You just need it. It's, I mean, you just have to have it. And then the white, same thing. Here's another, sometimes this is for bigger areas for me, but when I really need to get in tight, I love these little small pieces. I'm a small piece kind of girl. I really like to get in there with the little ones. So this is another piece of a Caran d'Ache blender. Now this is just a regular drafting pencil. I love it. It's a nice fat lead. And this is for me jotting down notes or signing my papers or whatever. Okay, and then, oh, I missed something. Oh no, right here. Okay, and I always carry a Caran d'Ache Luminance white and a Caran d'Ache Luminance buff titanium. If I'm blending skin or something, leaves, something with a yellow undertone, I always use the buff titanium. It gives a nice creamy look to everything that it blends. And then if I'm doing blue or red or something like snow, I would use the white. And I use these interchangeably with the Prismacolor. I have not tried the Holbein, and I've heard they come with 2 white, and I've heard that they're fantastic. This is another Derwent blender, and this, again, I like to keep the small ones. I pretty much keep things until they're just tiny little nubs. This is just another one I have in here. And this is probably my absolute favorite thing in this case. And that is, I have several of them just because I pulled out a new one to show you what it looks like. This is the Faber-Castell, I think it's called a pencil eraser. Now this is the pink end. It's not the white one. The white one is for pen. This one is for colored pencil. And this is the most fabulous eraser, period, for me. I love this. It does large areas, small areas, really teeny tiny areas. I think it is just as efficient as any other eraser, if not more. And these are my favorites. And I keep plenty in stock. These my little ones. I do love my little ones, and I usually sharpen them with the M&R, and I use the fat so that it's not a long, skinny. It gets too flimsy if it's too skinny. So this makes it a. I'll just do it in here. It makes it a. See, it makes it a squatty point. But it still can get in there, but the end isn't flimsy. Whereas if this one I'll show you was sharpened with the other end. You have to be careful because the shavings, they're not really shavings, they're little rubber pieces get stuck in there. Sometimes I have to take my screwdriver and clear it out. I love the M&R because you can replace the blades. They replace very easily. So this is the long point, and if you want to really get some showing, do you see how this is? Oh, well, it even broke off. Darn it, I wasn't able to show you, but it come out to about here, and it's just too flimsy, and it doesn't erase well. So, that one didn't really show up. I'm not going to make any more of a big mess. And this is a file. I carry a file in my wallet. I carry a file in my purse. I carry a file in my pencil case, because if I get a broken nail or a split nail or even a hangnail, I will drive myself crazy picking at it until it's smooth. And I have made my fingers bleed, infections, everything. So I carry a file, and I always have one close at hand. And this one is so pretty. I don't know if you can see it. It's first off, it's a glass one, and it's got the Swarovski crystals on it. I don't know if you can see it. Very, very pretty. Oh, there you go. Very pretty. And I carry it with me, and I love it. And it came with a teeny tiny one too that's about 3 inches, and that's the one I keep in my wallet, and that always goes in my case here. So, and then these are just extras. You know, I have a black Posca, a Sharpie, a big Sharpie, a fine liner. Oh, I do use the electric sometimes, you know. I don't use it, they're not electric, they're battery operated, and I have 2, so I use 2 different sizes, but I usually take one with me to New Zealand and just take the extra head, and so I have extra of both sizes. I have a paper folder, a bone folder here that helps me push down coloring pages. I don't have a whole lot of hand strength. I have a little ruler in here. I, of course, have a Derwent, a Lumi White, a Derwent burnisher, an eraser, the gel pen, an extra pencil extender. So that's what's in there. And not much will stay in here. Their pockets are too... they're not deep enough for how big they poke out, so things just fall out, so I don't put anything in there. So that's this stuff, and I'm just gonna throw it back in here and put it to the side, and I'll put it back in order in a minute. It fits in here nice, and it zips up. Oh, I was gonna show you it. It's a very, very cute and durable as heck. I've had this thing for 1.5 years or more, and it is awesome. It holds so much, and it's traveled with me to New Zealand 4 times, going on its 5th trip at the end of this month, and I have everything I need. And so all of this stuff will fit, and then one of the oh no, it's already in there. Both of them are in there now. I could probably even zip it up with all of this, and this has both of the, and not even with it organized. I don't know, I probably can't, it's a little full, but I have both of the battery operated pencil sharpeners in there. But that is that. And then my handy dandy Deli pencil sharpener. I love, love, love this thing. It is so cute. You push the aperture here and it opens up the, I don't think you're going to be able to see, but it opens up the mechanism that holds the pencil in here. And it doesn't have the teeth like some do. It actually has a little rubber around it, so it grips the pencil nicely. It doesn't mark it. And you just pull it out and you push the button and then you push the pencil in. I can show you with my graphite pencil here. You just push it in till it stops, and you can pull this out. You don't have to, let me close it. Well, that's not going to close with the pencil. Hold on. You can pull it out just a little bit, or you can pull it out all the way. And put the pencil in. It holds the pencil so secure. And then I hold it with this hand and sharpen. And this also, if you turn the pencil sharpener, the handle, the crank the other way, it makes a short point. A sharp point, but short. And I like the long point. And sometimes it does not close right and you have to turn the crank. But it gives an incredibly sharp point. And this is a fat leaded pencil and a very soft lead. And it just, I mean, it's like a little needle. And I love this pencil sharpener. And then the bottom, that part pulls out. And this is the trash, the shavings. And you can see inside there is the, I guess you can't see inside there. Inside there is a little bit of a mess. Oh, that was stuck in there. Hold on. Oh, this is something that I use. This is my handy dandy magnifying glass. I don't need anything fancy. I like those ones like Christine has where it's a stone and you, or a piece of glass, but then you have to move it. So this I can actually hold, and it's nice and chunky because it's a kid's one. So this hand can hold it and I can actually color while I'm holding it. So it's not the best. It has some scratches on it already because it's plastic, but it's cute as hell and it was cheap. But I'm trying to get my little, I have this adorable, I don't know if any of you have heard of Grove Collaborative, and it's a natural cleaning products and household items and body wash and stuff. And this was such a cute little thing. It's perfect for cleaning my desk. I can get all the yucky dust and pencil shavings and pencil eraser marks, and I can hold it with my bad hand because it has this little loop. I do have a little bit of trouble. Oh, see, it got all of it. It got almost all of it. And then I just put it in the trash. So this was adorable, and it was like, I don't know, $5. Totally cute. It stays together, and it sits right by my desk. That's not essential. That's just because I'm a neat freak. This is another, oh, so incredibly sorry if I just made all of you seasick. This is another essential for me. This is my electric pencil sharpener, or battery powered. And this thing is awesome. I never have a problem with pencils breaking. You know, occasionally a lead will break, but that happens with all pencils. And I'll have to go in there and fish it out. But this thing is great. It doesn't hold a lot of trash, but it's great and it's powerful. And it works really good on my budget pencils to get them nice and sharp. And I really like it. So it's nice to have on hand. And the batteries last forever. I put rechargeable batteries and they last for a long time. So there's that. I like my mat, and it's great for cutting on with my X-Acto knife. I have a couple of spares that I use to put down. I have these little ones that are great for laying down on a book and keeping the page clean, and it makes it a nice flat surface for me to put things on. I'll show you. Here's a page I'm currently doing in Tenderful Enchantments. And so I would sit here. Oh, I also always have a pad of paper because I do not swatch my pencils, because I always scratch and doodle and put phone numbers and scratch out the colors. If I don't know exactly, I know most Prismacolors, but if I want to see how a color blends or what colors mix together, and if I have to write notes about what I'm going to show you guys, I always have a pad of paper next to me, always. So anyway, I would set this here. It helps hold down the page. It keeps me from getting it dirty, from turning up the edges, that kind of stuff. And it's a great place for me to keep some supplies. I can just keep them right here. They're not messing up the page. And I mean, I can put anything right here. And I can color right here. This is, of course, not the right setup right now because I'm leaving all kinds of shadows on my page, but I would have the light set up right. And I think it's funny that I am coloring on this page because most books that we color in are not two-sided, but Clara Markova did put like double page spreads, and then the back is just the little repeating pattern that she puts. So I'm not used to coloring on the left side of the page, and I have my light coming from the right because I'm left-handed. So when I put things on here, I have to make sure that they're not too tall to cast a shadow over here. So that's kind of funny. But generally, I have this on this side and I'm coloring here. And it's awesome to keep things right by my side. So those are my essentials that I have found that I can't live without in 2019. I don't see that changing a whole lot. I feel like if you got something that works, stick to it. I'm always about trying new things, but these are the things that really work for me and really make my coloring fun and efficient and creative, and they're my go-tos, and I love them. So if you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. Let me know what you're coloring, what you color with. I appreciate it. I love hearing back from you guys, and I am going to be having a giveaway. I promise I'm going to have a giveaway again before I leave for New Zealand at the end of this month. I have some more Jane Davenport things to give away. And when I can find a time to go live and hopefully get some a good amount of people on, then I'll have another giveaway. So I just don't like to stream when someone else is streaming. Not that I feel like I'm going to take them away, but I feel like I won't have very many people want to come over because, and I want people to be there to try to win the stuff, but I can't announce a giveaway because we get trolls and liars and cheats that come in and make you send them the gift card, and then it turns out that they weren't the intended recipient, and then you have to send the true recipient another $25 gift card. And yeah, that happened to me my very first giveaway, and that was pretty crappy, but it is what it is. This is the world we live in. Sometimes people are crappy, and I feel sorry for that person that they feel like that's their way that they have to live is, and someday it will come to bite them in the ass. That's how I believe. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing what I like to keep on hand to color what I think is most important. If you have any questions about anything that I showed you, feel free to leave a comment, and I hope you all stay sexy, and I will see you in my next video and in some chats. Bye guys.